It looks like
Hi,
it.
and welcome to Live with Connie. Today, my guest star is the fabulous David Browning with David Browning Bearded Yarn Dudes. So, how are you doing today, David?
Doing pretty well, actually. I'm happy to be here.
Awesome, awesome. That's just what I want to hear. So, let's see. We have Roberta that joined us, Sid, Tina, and Spring, and Rebecca. How are y'all doing today? And what are y'all currently working on? Yeah, not too much has been going on here today. Frank's home health care nurse came, and usually while she's here, I work on YouTube stuff. Usually replying to emails and responding to comments, and I work on planning out my lives. So that's pretty much all that's going on this morning. This afternoon, I want to get my temperature blanket row done and then work on that blanket that I'm designing. And I don't know, some of y'all may have seen this yesterday. I finally got around to doing the tutorial on the first stitch that I'm using in that blanket I'm designing. Um, so that tutorial came out, and this week I'm hoping it'll probably be this weekend, probably Sunday. I hope to get the arrow stitch tutorial done for y'all. So I am
Just,
trying to get more tutorials out to y'all. And tomorrow I'm going to start working on a knitted tutorial for knitting a beanie with stripes, where it's going to introduce you into how to change colors when you're working in the round with knitting. And because it's a little different than like flat knitting changing colors, because if you just keep going, if you just keep knitting, you're going to end up with a jagged edge, and that you don't want that. You're
oh, Carol is saying she just got her pattern. She won in somebody's, I can't remember whose giveaway it was, but she chose a pattern that really has not had a lot of sales, but I think is a fun pattern. So I look forward to hearing her feedback on it.
ooh, awesome. Let's see, we have Sarah that joined us, Carol, Keith, Gloria, and I think that's everybody. How are y'all doing, and what are y'all working on?
Keith, um, um, I do a series on YouTube of about men in yarn. Um, so maybe we'll talk offline about that. It's hard to keep finding new men. Today I did another rerun. The link is in the community tab.
Yeah, there's not that many men in the crochet and knitting world.
Well, there are, but a lot of them either don't respond when I approach them or they say no because they have their own reasons for not wanting to do it. And, there are lots of different reasons and all of them are valid. And so I don't begrudge them that. Um, I tend to find some really fantastic people, every single one of which I would love to have as an in person friend. And I think that if I met them in person, we would be friends. Um, so I'm always open to suggestions too. If you have suggestions for men, email me.
And Keith is wanting to know the name of your channel. David's channel is called David Browning Bearded Yarn Dudes.
Exactly. It's what you see on the screen there.
But if you type in David Browning, it should come up. Because it comes up
Actually,
whenever.
there are about 4011 David Brownings out there.
Oh, normally it comes up easy for me that way.
Well, probably because you have a history of watching my channel. But if somebody does not, they might get confused. If you look for Bearded Yarn Dudes, other people use the same hashtag, but I think because I use it all the time, I might be close to the top.
And another thing too, I do have David's channel linked at the top. It's pinned to the top of the chat, and it's also in the description box of this live.
Okay, I think that's very nice of you, and thank you for doing that.
You're welcome. And if one of my moderators want to drop David's channel too, that would be awesome. And like always, I always encourage y'all to show Yorny love and support to my guest stores, and hopefully throw some yarn in their window. Okay.
Honestly, I'm very fortunate. I have a respectable number of subscribers. I have actually just last week I reached, I think it was last week, I reached 10,000 watch hours.
Ooh, congratulations.
So I'm very fortunate in that way. I always welcome more watch hours, more subscribers. But I don't go out there and ask people for them. For me, I try to work by attraction rather than promotion, except for pattern sales. Daddy needs more pattern sales. But, for my channel itself, and I know that it's not for everybody. Some people come and then go, and that's okay. I think everybody has the same experience. People come and they give it a try, and then, well, maybe not. Maybe I won't pay attention to this channel. Maybe I won't watch it so much.
But speaking of patterns, at the end of today's live, I will be giving away one of my patterns, and David will be giving away one of his patterns. So that's going to be awesome.
Also, if you look at my Instagram, which by coincidence is called Bearded Yarn Dudes, you will see a picture where I have a pattern that is ready to publish on Ravelry. And if you hit me with cash, you can name it for me.
So yeah, y'all go check that out. And let's see, we have Sandy that joined us, Dub, and let's see.
Oh, Gloria posted my link. Thank you.
I thought I saw more people join in. If I missed anyone, I do apologize. But how are y'all doing, and what are y'all currently working on? All right. So I'm going to let David tell y'all more about himself and his channel. And he could show his whips and finished objects to y'all too.
Oh, Deb is here also. Actually, there's not that much to tell. I mean, I learned to crochet at my grandmother's elbow just because I wanted to hang out with her one time when she was visiting, I was probably 10. I learned to do a granny square then. And then I picked it up again about 5 or 6 years ago as an adult. My partner at the time, I had actually gotten him hooked on knitting because he had another hobby that I didn't quite appreciate as much as knitting. So I got him a beginner's knitting kit one year for Christmas, and he took to it like fire and very quickly became quite an expert. And we were in the New York suburbs. And anytime we were on the train and he would take out a project and start working on it, I had the best time watching other people watch him knit, which I thought was hysterical. Because, you know, especially like 5 or 6 years ago, you didn't see that many men in public doing yarn stuff. Nowadays, it's becoming more common. And then that was probably, oh gosh, 10, 12 years ago that I gave him that kit and he got started. And then about 6 years ago, it was 2016, I think, when I picked up the hook again and got started again, which was perfect timing because then I had several periods of illness when it really worked well for me. And then it was a year and a half ago that I posted my first Yarny video. And I'm really, really grateful for the audience I have now and for the people who follow me. And they are very loving people.
Yeah, there's a lot of amazing people in the Yorny community.
It makes me misty. But as far as current projects, let's see, I have the one that I'm about to publish that's on Instagram. Okay. This is a pattern I already have, which is the Grenadine moss stitch shawl, except I'm doing it with a 1 weight yarn and a 3.5 millimeter hook, and it's taking forever. But this yarn is just amazing. I got it from, you know, Carrie the Yarny Elephant.
Yeah.
So when she did her move a few months ago, I bought some of her yarn, basically just for the cost of postage. So this is what it is.
I love those colors. Beautiful.
And
What
it
brand
works
is
out.
that?
Sorry?
What brand is the yarn?
It's called Yarn Art. I've never seen it anywhere else. I don't know where she got it. But I got several skeins of this. So, and it might take, with that, you know, small hook, it might take that much. And I have another one. Whenever I am looking for new ideas, I go through these stitch reference books that I have. And last week, my sister, I live with my sister, by the way. My sister brought home a book. Here it is.
Ooh, interesting.
There's nothing unique about the stitches. Some of the designs are new, and the one who compiled the book is Japanese. Apparently,
okay. I thought it was like different stitches.
No, the stitches are all stitches we know already. Some of the sequences, I mean, you can see I've marked some of the pages already. I don't want to give this book back to the library. I mean, I and it's on my Amazon wish list, which, by the way, is in the description of most of my videos. So, but so I started something No, I started saying that whenever I am looking for new ideas, I go through these stitch reference books and I will say, oh, that's nice. I could do this with that, or I could do that, or I could do something new with it. I mean, and that, well, the thing that's ready to publish on Ravelry came from that sort of thing. But I'll show you this. This is going to be a rectangular wrap.
Pretty.
This yarn is Lion Brand denim in whatever they call the red color thing. But I like Lion Brand denim as a yarn brand or variety. I've used it before, and I happened to pick up some, and I had enough to do a substantial project. So I thought I would do that. Let's see. I have a couple of sweaters that I have one sweater where I have all the pieces completed and I just haven't stitched them together and then done the finishing work. So the other day I said, okay, I'm going to do it today. I couldn't find the sleeves.
Oh.
I don't know where the sleeves are. I know I made them.
Not good.
I don't know where they are. I have the body pieces stitched together already, but the sleeves, as far as I know, they might have gone to live with Jesus. But and I have another one that is in progress. I'm still working on the body panels. It's my not mine, but I use it often. It's a back loop only single crochet with alternating colors, so it comes across with a similar effect to what they call brioche in knitting.
Awesome.
Lots of loose ends to sew in. If I ever have the money for an assistant, the first duty that I will delegate will be sewing in loose ends.
You see, I used to not like sewing in the ends, but I've gotten used of it, so it don't really bother me anymore.
Well, I mean, I have to get myself in the right mindset for that. It's like, okay, a man's got to do what a man's got to do. Then so do I. And then I'll do as much as I can in one sitting.
Now,
So,
I saw Granny D had a question for you. She wants to
oh,
know if it's Lion Brand jeans or is there a denim?
denim, jeans, whatever it's called, it's the same thing. You know what I mean. I don't remember the name exactly. I have a mind like a sieve, a really cute sieve. But that was a joke. You can laugh.
And let's see, we
Um,
have. Oh, you were going to say something, David?
no, probably not.
So we have some new people that joined us. We have Crystal, Granny D, Tina, and Brenda Bear. I think that's everybody. How are y'all doing today? And what are y'all currently working on?
I
Yeah, that
didn't
looks like it's
realize that Granny D was in the room.
Yep, we have Granny D in the house.
Granny D and I go way back. Even though we've only known each other for about a year, we went to the same teeny tiny church-related liberal arts college in rural North Carolina at the very same time and didn't know each other. We had friends in common and didn't know each other. And then we met on YouTube doing yarn stuff. And
that's like fascinating. And y'all actually met in person.
we've met 2 or 3 times, and every time is wonderful because she's such a lovely person, online and in person.
We love our Granny D.
We all do.
And thank you, Tina and Granny D. They're complimenting me on my hat. This is actually the first beanie I made with color work. This isn't my design. This is a pattern I found, I think, on Ravelry. And this is how I found my love for color work. But yeah, it has the cute little bunnies and the Easter egg on it.
I like that.
Thank you. But yeah, that's how I started getting into my love of color work. Crystal ran into a snake by her chicken pen. I'd be scared.
I don't like spiders and snakes, and that's not what it takes to love me.
I don't like any type of snake.
How many people remember that song?
Roberta wants to know if you checked in the freezer for your sleeves.
I probably should. You never know. I actually, they might be in the other room because a week, 2 weeks ago, I guess, I moved operations from the middle room, which is sort of like an office, to this room, which is really my bedroom, and I'm not going to show you what a mess it is. Behind me is two dressers full of yarn, just stuffed to the gills. And there's yarn and unfinished projects and all sorts of things all around.
I know I need to organize my stuff again. It's like you organize it, and then next thing you know, it becomes a hurricane zone again.
Well, whenever I try to organize something, then I can never find what I need. I can find it much more easily when it's in a state of chaos. I don't know why.
That's true.
I don't know why.
I did miss greeting Lulu. Hi, Lulu. How are you doing today? And what are you currently working on? But yeah, so I'm curious, David.
Yeah.
Which pattern have you designed that's your favorite out of your designs?
Do you know, I think the answer to that question changes based on the day that you ask me. The one that has sold the most is the Alicia shawl. The one that I remake the most is the Granny D moss stitch shawl. And then I've got some newer ones with more detailed work in them. In fact, the one that I'm working on now, it has an 8-row repeat, but it's like in 4-row sub units, where each 4-row thing is like a staggered version of the other 4-row sub unit. So, I cannot use the diagram that's in the book because the book is under copyright. But I'm using the stitch sequence for my own pattern. And so I'm sort of stuck. Somebody sent me a crochet, actually 2 crochet charting resources. I have not yet found one that works, but I have not checked out these 2 that were just sent to me. But if anybody knows of a crochet charting resource, I would be most grateful to hear about it. Bearded Yarn Dudes at deb8.biz.
And I'm curious, what project have you made that you feel like has been the most challenging for you to make?
Well, there are different kinds of challenging too. I mean,
That's
there's
true.
there are some that I just get bored with before they're done. Often it's going to be a sweater that I just get bored with, but I keep plugging at it and it turns out well in the end. I love I call it the Easton Sweater, which is basically a tile sweater with different colored uh, types of granny squares. Not traditional granny squares, because I hate traditional granny squares, but other kinds of granny squares. And I did that all with Dollar Tree yarn. I call it my $17 sweater. But then the one that I'm wearing grew out of one that I call the sweater that would not die, because it took forever to complete the original one. And then when I decided, okay, I'm going to make an operational version of this, I was able to complete it in a week or 2, and that was fine. But the original one, I just got bored in the middle, and there were so many things I had to rework and blah blah woof woof. You know how it gets, especially with the frogging and the reworking and all of that, and the counting. Counting is everything, people. You have
It
to
is.
count. And you know, on the home improvement shows, the carpenters will say, measure twice, cut once. I say twice is not enough. You have to count, and then just check yourself again and again and make sure your count is correct.
Yes, counting your stitches is very important in crochet.
And then if you mess up, learn how to fake a correction. Because you're going to mess up. There's no escaping that. There is never any escaping that.
Yep, so true. Like some mistakes you can easily disguise. Now others you have to fix.
It's true. It's true. And also your tolerance for mistakes. Well, I will say my tolerance for mistakes varies from day to day.
See, like I have like me, if I know I made a mistake, it's like I zoom in on it. And I have a hard time with that, just to let a mistake go. Where like others typically won't notice your mistake, unless you point it out to them. And even still, they don't always see it.
It's true. It's true. I interviewed a fabulous, fabulous knit designer and artwork creator for my channel. I met him at one of the retreats I did last year. He actually had a showing of his knit work art, which is amazing, in Atlanta well, I don't know, sometime a few months ago. But anyway, we talked about this very topic about tolerance for mistakes. And his idea was 0% tolerance. And he also had a phrase that that still haunts me. There's a difference between I say it haunts me, but now I can't remember it. Ha! There's a difference between handcrafted and handcrafted and handmade, or between handmade and homemade, something like that. Anyway, so differentiating between like professional level craftsman stuff and homemade stuff. And we all want to make professional level craftsman stuff. And I hope that that's what I do. I mean, I send out things as gifts to people I know online, asking only that they, give me exposure on their channels, and they do. So that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah. And I see we have Anita and Ashley that joined us. How are y'all doing today? And what are y'all currently working on? And one thing I noticed earlier in the chat that I wanted to address is I saw that Carol is about to start a new channel. So if you get your first video up before Thursday, let me know because I'm going to be doing my shout out video this Thursday and I'll include you on that video if you get your video up before that. If not, then let me know once you do, and I'll include you in the next shout out video. And I can also share you out on my community page too once you do your first video.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. So I have some patterns that I found on Ravelry that I'm going to be sharing with y'all. These are all free knitted patterns today, and they're all of beanies. I was on a beanie kick today. And the links for these patterns are all in the description box of this live. So let me start pulling them up.
Oh, Ashley's here. Hey, Ashley.
Yeah, Ashley's here. Okay, the first one is called Jason's Cashmere Hat, and it's by Melissa Thompson, and it's cables. And I love me some knitted cables. I love the look of cables. And here's the back of it. And look how cute the puppy is.
No.
And here's another.
You know me and puppies.
Yeah. I always love like seeing like pets and stuff, like cats and dogs.
That's half of my Instagram feed. Oh, by the way, if anybody follows the channel Vet Ranch, which I highly recommend anyway, on their post last Friday, they spent a substantial amount of time featuring gifts that I had sent them, which included dog sweaters, a blanket, a
Aw.
cowl, and a shawl for
Oh,
the humans.
aw.
Um, but they deserve your support regardless.
Alrighty. So the next pattern is called Wister Hat by Courtney Kelly. And this is how it looks. And I love the design on this hat. I love how it has that like swirl to it. I think that's really neat. And I think this is one I may have to make in the future. And here's another picture.
I've seen similar crochet designs, but haven't made any like that.
And this is also one that I'm about to show y'all. I really like the look of this hat. I love the colors in it. Let's see. It's a sunflower hat by Yellow Cosmo. And look at how neat that is. But speaking of sunflowers, that is something that I would like to make a graph of a sunflower and design a beanie with with sunflowers on it. But mine would be like, like how the flower really looks. The yellow and brown.
I think there are graph programs out there.
See,
I don't know for sure.
I have wondered about that because I know of a couple of sites that kind of graph, like if you find a picture that kind of graphs for you.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times it don't work out like how you want it to. But if there is like, something that could, easily help make a graph, I would be interested in knowing that.
I've tried to make graph GANs based on patterns that I've gotten in the past, and I've never really been successful with it. Which makes me sad because some of them would be like really gorgeous.
Because I know like I have all these ideas like that I would love to, but it's make being able to make a graph for it. And
I have two patterns that I'm very sad that I never completed, because if I had done, um, I think they're both dog patterns. Big surprise. Um, and if I had completed them and donated them to like a pet rescue organization for like whatever they do in terms of like a charity rummage sale or raffle
mhm.
or something, they would probably have gone over well. But I always messed up somewhere in the counting, or it's always the counting. Every time I mess up, it's in the counting.
And it's so easy to make mistakes counting. It's and especially like knitting. I find knitting it's so easy to make mistakes, especially when you're doing like lace work and stuff like that.
You know, I have long said that knitting is a mystery to me, and that's okay because there's still a whole bunch to learn with crochet.
And so many stitches with crochet.
The stitches, I can open a reference book when I need to. I'm okay with many different stitches. If I can't remember that stitch by that name, I can open up a reference book. But it's about the practice of it, the discipline, if you will. Although I don't really like that word that much. It's about just doing it. And sometimes you have to just boldly move forward even when you're not sure.
Mm-hmm.
You
And
know,
a lot of times I find, even like when something intimidates you, you just got to dive into it. Take it one step at a time.
mm-hmm. So I am partially frogging something. Well, it's the multicolored granny shawl that I was showing you. I had intended to turn it into a scarf, but then I showed it to someone and she said she wanted it as a shawl. So I have to descarfify it and turn it back into a shawl. So I have to do a lot of frogging, and this particular yarn doesn't frog as well as I might wish.
Yeah, frogging's the worst. But speaking of frogs, we have Froggy in the house.
Oh, hey, Froggy!
Hi, Froggy. How are you doing today? And what are you working on? Okay, so I pulled up the next pattern for y'all. And this one is called Plaid Toque by Lisa Overby. And y'all know I love me some plaid. And I think this is just such a
Ooh,
beautiful basic plaid beanie.
I like that very much. Not a big fan of pom poms, but I like the hat itself. I haven't that I can't recall seeing a plaid crochet hat before, but there's probably one out there. I've seen like plaid crochet blankets, and I'm sure the principle is the same, but on a smaller scale for a hat.
I love the look of plaid. All right, and the last pattern I have for y'all is called Omi's Textured Toque by Covered by Grace Creations. And y'all know I love texture, which I don't find this picture shows the texture the best. This one, yeah, well, this one kind of does.
Yeah. Well, you can see some texture in both of those photos.
And here's the last picture of it. But like I said, all these patterns, I do have the links for the pattern in the description box of this live if y'all are interested. All right. And let's see. Now, one thing I am curious, David, how long have you been crocheting?
Well, as I say, I picked it up again in 2016. So that's what I would call my begin date.
Awesome.
And at that time, I was just doing very simple stuff. Um, and I was watching a lot of videos: Crochet Crowd, Fiber Spider, Bag a Day, um, and learning tons from them. Um, and then I keep finding more crochet channels, of course, because more and more people have them, including me. Um, and there's always something new to learn. Um, Fiber Spider has always been a big inspiration. Um, he he has become a personal friend, even though we've never met in person. Um, Crystal from Bag a Day, big inspiration. Very supportive, even before I ever had, even before I started posting anything, as a a yarn tuber kind of person.
Yeah, those are all amazing channels. And I recently did Fiber Spiders tutorial for the virus shawl, which in tomorrow's crochet video y'all gonna get to see that finished shawl, and y'all gonna get to see um the the shawl that I'm working on designing the pattern for. This will be my first shawl design. So I hope y'all enjoy seeing that tomorrow. And I want to thank Ashley. She just became one of my channel members.
Yay,
Awesome.
Ashley!
Thank you so much for supporting me.
She is
And
such a wonderful supporter.
yes, thank you so much. I really, truly appreciate it. And if anyone is curious about channel memberships, if you click on the join button on my channel, that will give you more information about my channel memberships. I have 3 different levels. And I also have a video. Well, the video will pop up when you click on the join button, but that will also explain more about the memberships. Okay. And I am curious, what is your favorite thing to crochet, David?
Whatever I'm working on right now. Do you know, when I was when it, it's true. When I was singing, people would ask me, "What is your favorite opera?" And I would go, "Whatever I'm working on right now." I
But
was um, I had a wonderful run as a member of the chorus of the Greater Miami Opera, as it was known then. Now it's called the Greater Florida, or what is it, Florida Grand Opera, something like that. Um, and whatever opera we were working on at the time was, it had top of mind status. So it was like what I was focused on. So I'd be like sitting there doing whatever day job I had going. Chi del gitano I giorni a bella in my head, you know, anvil chorus or whatever it was that we were working on. Um, I love doing opera chorus. Um, but so it's whatever I'm working on right at the moment. I love to do shawls. I love to do sweaters. I used to be obsessed with things like with like baby blankets. I don't do them all that often nowadays unless I have, you know, a specific baby or um, intended baby in mind. But you know, it's whatever I'm working on today.
yeah, and like sometimes it's like you can have different favorites kind of like in different ways where it depends on how you're what category gory you're kind of picking that favorite.
Hmm.
Because it's kind of like some even with like food sometimes. Oh, this might be your favorite Chinese dish, and this might be like your favorite Mexican dish. But when you got to pick like between the two, it's hard because you're like they're both my favorite.
Hmm. Do you remember Irma Bombeck, the humorist? Uh, she wrote a lot. She was in magazines. She had books published. Anyway, she was very funny, household housewife humor. And her answer to which one is your favorite child was the one that needs me the most today.
And even with that, like, like with children, there's always that, like, you like certain things about one child, and then you like other things about a different child, where they both have their unique qualities. Like, I always tell my cats, I tell Allie, you're my favorite gray and white cat, and I tell Sophie, she's my favorite calico cat.
But you know, I mean, I don't even like the concept of choosing a favorite, but the one that needs you the most is the one that has the highest status in your head right now, you know?
Hmm.
So it's the same with projects. It's this it was the same for me when I was singing. So it's the one that requires the most attention and love or work
When I
or
was a little
whatever.
when I was a little kid, I would have like my little dolls and stuff. And I would always ask, like, my mom or like my grandma, which one's your favorite? Which one's your next favorite? Which one's your next favorite?
It's funny how when we're kids we want to rank things like that.
Hmm.
And when we're grown-ups, I hope that we learn that we don't really need to rank things like that.
Yeah, that is true. Let's see. We have Brenda in the house. Hi, Brenda. How are you doing today? And what are you currently working on?
Oh,
Okay.
excuse me. Sorry.
I think we're going to get into some trivia now. And today I went with the topic of musicals since David loves musicals. So let me get to my questions. And let me tell y'all, I did absolutely horrible on this. I think I got one right. And there was one question. I knew it was between two, and I picked the wrong one. So the first question I have for everyone is, in the musical Wicked, what is the real name of the Wicked Witch? And your choices are A, Elphaba, B, Alcott, or C, Alfred. And again, the question is, in the musical Wicked, what is the real name of the Wicked Witch? Is it Elphaba? That's A. B is Alcott, or C, Alfred. What does David think?
Well, I think it's A.
We shall see. Granted, David does know a good bit about musicals, so
Well, that I have not seen that musical, but I know the story, of course.
see, I had never heard of that one until today.
Really?
Yep.
I mean, I was living in New York when it opened, but I had friends come from out of town all across the country to see it because they thought it was going to be amazing. None of them bought me tickets.
Now, the musical, I would love to see this musical on Broadway, Grease,
Mm.
or Annie. Annie would be another one. Th- those are my two favorite musicals. But yeah. And I do want to remind everybody at the end of today's live, we're going to be doing a couple of pattern giveaways, one of mine and then one of David's. So someone's going to be a lucky winner today. Well, probably a couple of people, because not likely the same person will win both patterns, but you never know. Because with Crystal's collab giveaway, it's there's one person, Tina, that she has been the semifinalist now on 4 different channels. And it's like I've never seen that happen before on a collab giveaway. Maybe twice, but 4 times it's just like wow. Alrighty. I like what Ashley says. There's no what does David think with musical. It's just David knows. Trust me. Yeah, more than likely, if y'all copy off of David, y'all will probably be correct. And in this case, that's the case. David was correct. It's Alphaba. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. How do you say it, David?
Not quite
Alphaba.
sure, but I'm also not quite sure that you have it correct. But yeah, I knew that was the answer.
Oh, and we have Lisa the Grammy here. Hi, Lisa.
Oh, hey, Lisa.
And what are you currently working on? Yep, Lisa's right. It was either Tina being the semifinalist, and there were quite a few channels that had to redraw. And speaking of collab giveaways, uh, it's probably going to be around May 1st. I'm going to be doing a collab giveaway, so be on the lookout for that. And it's basically going to be just like crystals. The only difference is I'm going to leave it up to the channels participating if they want to send their semifinalists a prize or not. That way, in case, like sometimes people can afford to do like one prize, but they may not be able to afford a second one. So I kind of want to keep it easier on people in that aspect.
These multi-phase giveaways, I just can't be bothered.
It was fun. Crystals was fun.
It's not like I need more yarn. So I honestly, nowadays I hardly ever participate in a giveaway, because if I got more yarn, I wouldn't know where to put it.
But whoever is Crystal's grand prize winner, they're going to be getting some stuff, because they're going to have 26 channels sending them a small prize. And on top of that, the prize that Crystal sends, which is going to be a larger prize. And Crystal, do you know yet how big the box is going to be for your grand prize winner? I'm curious. Because I know Mama was going through her yarn stash. All right. So the next question I have, and this is the one I actually got right, and I think most people should get this one right. The question is, complete the first line of the song Favorite Things in the musical The Sound of Music. And it's raindrops on, and your choices are A, roses, B, lakes, or C, faces. And again, the question is, complete the first line of the song Favorite Things in the musical The Sound of Music. And it's raindrops on. Is it A, roses, B, lakes, or C, faces? And what do you think, David?
Roses, hello. Anyone
Oh,
who doesn't know that, I don't want to know you personally.
you don't think it's faces?
No, not in that song. But I spent a summer when I was in school. I spent a summer in Salzburg, where Sound of Music was filmed. And in fact, our school was right next door to the house where they filmed the rear exterior of shots for the Von Trapp house. But we were not allowed to like go over there. But um, we would always see these signs for Sound of Music tours. Of course, they were all aimed at American tourists. Um, and they would list all the sites you could see, this and that and the other. And one of them was the Domplatz. The basically that means Cathedral Plaza, really. Um, and it would say where Gretel dropped the big tomato. We had all grown up on the abridged version that was shown on TV. None of us had ever seen Gretel drop the big tomato. So we had no idea. It became a running joke with us. It was so much fun, actually. That was one of the best summers of my life, really. It's all been downhill since then. I think I was
Oh.
27. Ah!
Okay, Tina, I hope you have a good day. And let's see, Tyler's here. Hi, Tyler. How are you doing today? And what are you working on? And I'm going to keep your mom in my prayers. I hope all goes well with her surgery. So I think David gave away the answer to this last question. It was A, roses. Oh, we also have another Crystal in the house. Crystal with Crystal's crochet cubbyhole. Your ears popped up. I think you were thinking Bag O' Day, huh, David?
Well, no, there are several crystals, and there's at least one Krista, and
There's times I have five crystals here at a time.
actually, Crystal Bag of Day does lurk in people's live streams without speaking, and you just never know. She has shown up in some of mine. In fact, when I first got monetized, she was the first one to give me a super chat,
Oh, that's so
and
sweet.
it made me cry.
Oh,
Well, it doesn't take much to make me cry, but still, it made me cry.
she is how I reached 1,000 subscribers
Me too.
because she gave me a shout out on her community page and got me and and then there's also two lives that she actually spoke in the chat of mine. The I think it was the 4th of July live. She popped up in the chat. And then I think my the next live after that she popped up again. I was like all shocked. I did, it's like when I saw her name, I'm like, oh my gosh, Bag O' Day's here.
Yeah. I mean, she might be lurking here right now, but if she doesn't say anything, we don't know.
Mhm. And
So,
and she did tell me that she has watched my channel before. I was like, oh my, she watches my channel.
before I ever posted my first crochet video, I was a regular on her channel, watching her lives and her recorded videos. And that was one of the periods when I was very sick and offline for a while. And when she stated that she had noticed my absence and wondered where I had gone, that also made me misty.
Oh, but yeah. So how are you doing today, Crystal? And what are you currently working on? And Crystal Bagaudet, if you're here, let us know if you're lurking.
Well, you never know.
You never know.
Now, her own lives, because there are so many people there, it just gets so chaotic. I can't go because there's so many people and they're all begging for attention, and they're all so immature, really. So I can't go to her live streams anymore and enjoy them.
Yeah, because some people get mad, like if she don't read their comments. You
They go
know,
by so fast. I mean, I don't
exactly.
get a lot of people, and I can't read every comment that goes through mine. And I don't know how many people you have here right now, but I can't read everything that's there and pay attention and also do what I have in my lap. A
Exactly.
project is what I have in my lap, people. A project. I'm not saying anything naughty.
And the thing is that I mean, I see times where her chat goes by so fast that as a viewer, you can't even read it.
Of
It's like,
course, yeah.
how do you expect her to? Because it's like she's going, she's concentrating on other things on top of that. And it's like, or she's talking about certain subjects, and it's just like, you know, when comments get missed, it's typically not intentional, you know. And there's days that I read more of the comments while I'm live than other times. It just depends.
Exactly. I mean, there's so many factors that go into it, and a lot of times people don't always understand that. They think it's a one-on-one conversation, and they think they're being ignored.
Now I try to greet everybody, and I also try to look out for questions. But like I said, like sometimes we're talking about other things, and it's hard to sit there and read every single comment. That's just how it goes. And then, like, the larger your a channel is, the even harder it is. Let's see, we have Mimi that joined us. Hi, Mimi Cat. How are you doing today? And what are you currently working on? Yeah, even Debbie says that she can't always keep up with the chat. And then, like, some people, I think they're like speed readers because it seems like they notice everything in the chat, and I don't read it. I can't read as fast.
Well, I mean, when you're hosting a chat, you have so many different things to focus on
Mm-hmm.
that
So
you just really, it's hard to regardless, I mean, in any area of life, you cannot meet everybody's expectations, especially if they're not realistic.
exactly.
So, I choose not to worry about it. I do as much as I can, and then I let go of the rest. I mean, that is one of the best mottos I ever learned. Take the right actions and
And
let go
one
of
thing
the
I
rest.
noticed that she posted, I think it was yesterday on her community page, and I so agree with this.
What's that?
It's like, be kind to everybody. Don't say it. Don't badmouth like other content creators or, or really other people, you know. And that's one thing, like, I won't tolerate that, I don't want drama. I don't want, anything negative about others.
Exactly. Lost an earbud there. Um, I have opinions about other creators, but it's not my business to make my opinions public because I'm still just a private person
Hmm.
um, who posts YouTube content. I'm not a professional at anything. Um, so, and even if I were, I wouldn't be doing that because that's not professional behavior.
And the thing is that I feel like we should be trying to lift each other up.
Exactly.
And and if you don't like somebody, you know, this is how I feel. Don't bring it to my channel. You know, it's like, be always be kind and courteous to everyone.
And there's some I choose not to watch anymore because in some cases it's the tone or sometimes the other attendees of their live chats. And in some cases, it might be something as small as the sound of their speaking voice. Because as someone who's trained in voice science, hearing what I identify as a voice that sounds like it's not healthy m- makes me empathize, and I feel that vocal distress in my own apparatus. So I can't watch a lot of some of those channels, but I'm not going to name them, and I'm not going to say don't watch that person.
Exactly.
Um, and there are lots of reasons to choose not to watch people. And that doesn't say anything against those people. It's just, it is what it is. I
And
mean,
just
in the end, if it hurts me to hear you, then I'm probably not going to choose to hear you. If it hurts me to be in your company with the people you choose, then I might not choose to be in your company. You
and
know?
and just like what Lisa says, if you can't say anything nice, don't say it at all. Exactly. That's how I feel. It's like, because I mean, you're always going to come across somebody that you don't care for. You know,
Well, that's life.
exactly. Because I used to always laugh, like, like in school or in the workplace, you would always have that one person that always made your life miserable. And then something would happen where, like, they would move away or something, and you were so happy. You're thinking, oh, life is going to be sweet now. And then somebody would come along that was worse.
I
But
can remember in the workplace, um, one particular workplace there, when I was in New York and I was working in IT, there were a lot of South Asian people there, India, Pakistan, in that part of the continent. And other people would say harsh things about their hygiene standards. And I'm going, how do you expect me to react to that statement? What do you want me to say? That person does good work. That person is a valuable person. What more do you need?
And my advice,
So we're no longer in junior high school.
my advice is always be kind to others.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, we have Melanie in the house. Hi, Melanie. How are you doing today? And what are you working on? Ooh, Ashley plans to do a giveaway on some furls. Ooh, yeah, I've never.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I regret even making the reference to South Asians because I don't want to generalize them in any way. But there were individuals of that origin that those immature people made comments about.
But yeah, like I said, be kind, or I'll put you in timeout.
Uh-oh. Well, do you know Mary from Australia? Wow, Crochet Designs. I have a
Yeah, I know who
permanent
you're talking
chair in her naughty corner.
about.
It's
but
probably got my name lacquered on it already.
But yeah, one thing though, sunflower. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check your giveaway out because I've always wanted a furls hook, and like I've never tried them, and like they got some beautiful ones.
I had two furls hooks. Both were gifts, and by coincidence, both were the same size, which is okay. One of them recently broke when it like rolled off of this table one time too many. So now I have one furls hook, but I enjoy using it. Not enough to buy it, buy another one at those prices, but I enjoy using the one that I have.
Yeah, and another one that I want to try is clover. I've never tried clover either.
I think this is a clover hook. Um, I like it because it's grippy. It fits my hand a lot better than a straight aluminum hook of the same design would do. I mean, I have I have like a canister of these, and I have a canister of other grippy hooks that are nice. And then I have on the far, far, far side of the desk a canister of aluminum hooks of all the same sizes. And the only time I ever pick up an aluminum hook, a straight aluminum hook, is when I can't find one of these hooks in the right size. But I like the ones that are easy to grip. I mean, this one lights up.
That's another
I'm
type that I would love to get one day. The
yeah.
lighted up ones.
I never use the light. I only use it because I like the way it feels in my hand.
Yeah, that'd be my luck. That yeah, I'd finally get some and I don't use the light.
Oh, Tank is here.
Yes. Hi, Tank, and hi, Julie. How are y'all doing today? And what are y'all currently working on? Okay, so
Oh,
we're an hour.
Julie. I
What's that?
didn't see you come in, Julie. Hey.
So we're at an hour and 20 minutes. So I guess it's time to do the pattern giveaways. So let me get my patterns on the screen. Okay. Which I think most of y'all are familiar with what my patterns look like, but just in case. Okay, these are the patterns that I have. And most of them are knitted patterns, but the alien beanie, I have a crochet version. And then the patriotic scarf and the Easter plaid beanie, those are both crochet patterns. So let's see. What should I use for the keyword? Let's see. I'm trying to think of a good word. Well, I am staring
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
at no, that's too much for people to have to spell right. Let's see. Since I'm staring at my water bottle, let's go with the keyword water and start now. Water is the keyword to win one of my patterns. Sorry, Lisa. I do have 3 new patterns coming out that are knitted. And I am working on a crochet shawl pattern. My first shawl pattern that I'll be doing. So
I have a story about the word water. I was driving with a friend who was from England. We were somewhere in Connecticut, maybe, I don't remember. We stopped for lunch at a diner, and we placed an order, basic burgers or something. And the waitress asked what he would like to drink. He said, "I'd like a glass of water." And she said, "What?" He said, "Water." And I'm going, and she said, "What?" And they said, "Oh, water." They didn't understand his English accent.
Aw.
Water.
Okay. Looks like people are still typing it in. Give it a little longer before I do the countdown.
In preparation for my giveaway, if a moderator will have the link to my Ravelry store ready to post when the time comes, that would be good.
And I'm gonna try to pull it up on my screen too. Is there a certain pattern, or are you gonna let them pick which one they want for yours?
Usually when I do a giveaway, it's just a coupon code for one free pattern.
Okay. All right. So let's do the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and stop. And I see we have Love Laugh Live that joined us. What is your first name and how are you doing today? And what are you currently working on? Okay, let me find it. Let me share my screen. Okay, let me get the comments. We have 11 entries, and let's see who the lucky winner will be. Okay, your name's Maggie. Oh, and you're working on a shawl. Okay, nice. Nice to meet you, Maggie. Ooh, the winner is Crystal's Crochet Cubbyhole. Congratulations, Crystal. With Crystal's Crochet Cubbyhole, you are the winner. And I need you to send me an email at justanotherstitch2020@gmail.com so I can get your pattern to you. And I have my email address on the screen here, and it's on my about page, and it's also in the description box of all my videos.
And Crystal, the Yarny Chicken and Crazy Cat Lady just posted my Ravelry link. So
Okay.
thank you for doing that.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Okay, let me see if I have. You have 33 patterns in your store, right, David?
Something like that. I want to have 50 by the end of the year.
Let's see.
At least 50.
Okay. So let me pull up his real quick for y'all so y'all can see what some of his patterns look like.
I'm not a great photographer, I will tell you.
It's all good. I'm not always the best. Like now, I like nature pictures. I usually, do pretty good with. But like when it comes to taking pictures of stuff I've made,
I tend to do well with candid photos of people, people I know, people in my life. So, but as far as these photos, I would not call them great.
I'm gonna kind of scroll so y'all can see the different patterns on his page, on David's page here.
Oh, I have to give credit to scroll up a little bit again. My model for that sweater, his name is Barry. He has his own Ravelry. And of course, I can't remember it right now, but he's a great knitter. I met him at one of my retreats.
Awesome.
And I thought he would be perfect as a model. And there he is modeling another one of my sweaters.
You have a lot of patterns, David. Is that oh, what's her name? It's on the tip of my tongue. Oh, what's her name? I can't think of it. Why can't I think of her name? I know her last name is Metalus or something like that.
Do you mean Sabrina Melodiers?
Yeah, Sabrina. Yeah, that's her name.
Sabrina has made, yes, that is her. She made a tutorial for that pattern for me.
Ooh, awesome.
I always welcome people making tutorials based on my patterns, because I don't consider tutorials to be one of my strengths, and I don't enjoy doing them. So I just don't.
They are more difficult to make when it comes to making tutorials.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So those were David's. Oh, hold a minute. Tank says she'll also give a set of stitch markers in the chat, but it's US only. So we'll get to that after David's drawing. So let's see. Do you have a keyword in mind for yours?
Well, I think since we just mentioned it, let's make it Sabrina.
Okay. But actually, it'll probably pick up on that twice. So let's go with a different one.
Dudes.
Okay, that'll work. Dudes. Dudes. And
Plural. Has to be plural.
start now.
And by the way, an apostrophe is never appropriate to create a plural. In no case is it ever appropriate to create a plural with an apostrophe.
So the word is dudes. Dudes. Plural. And
disqualify the ones who use apostrophes.
I don't think it'll pick it up.
No, I have very strong feelings about apostrophes for plurals, as you can tell. It's one of those language things. I'm a bit of a language geek.
I used to be like really good with my grammar skills and all that, but since it's been so long since I've been in school, I noticed that my grammar skills aren't what they used to be.
But still, some things stay with you forever.
Yeah, certain things do.
I think I was fortunate. My ninth grade English, the whole year, it was all about grammar. Every single consideration, everything you could possibly think about in terms of grammar. That was probably the most valuable English course I ever had. And that was in Monroe, North Carolina.
Let's see. Maribel and Caitlin joined us. How are y'all doing? And what are y'all working on? Okay. I think I'll give it 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and stop. Maribel, if you get the word in like right now, I'll still accept it. Give it just a little bit.
Love, Laugh, Live says she's an English teacher and agrees with me 100%.
It's plural, Maribel. It's dudes with an S.
We can accept that from Maribel because we know her and love her.
Actually, yeah. Let me see. Let me make sure I'll pull it up real quick. If I just put dude. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like it pulled everyone's up. Okay.
Ashley, I agree with you completely. You know, I'm older now, and I make mistakes.
Okay.
I try to fix them. Most of my mistakes are typing. Oh my gosh, I used to have arguments with people about the difference between typos and misspellings.
Yeah, there is a difference.
Oh gosh, if they thought I really intended to spell that word that way, then they clearly thought I was an idiot.
Okay. So let's draw the winner for David's pattern. And let's see who the lucky winner is going to be. Good luck, everyone. And the winner is
Yay!
Love Laugh Live. And I think, was it Maggie? I think it was. I think her name is Maggie.
Email me and I will send you a coupon code for Ravelry.
Let's see. I think she said her name was Maggie. Yeah, Maggie. Okay. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Congratulations, Maggie. And what's your email address, David?
Bearded Yarn Dudes at deb8.biz.
Bearded Yarn Dudes at, what was that again? The ending?
deb8.biz.
It's Bearded Yarn Dudes at
deb8.
DUB8.
DEB8.
Like the number 8?
Yep.
Okay.
.biz.
Okay, Bearded Yarn Dudes at DEB8.biz.
Correct. It's also in my about page and my most of my video descriptions.
Okay. Funny thing is, Crystal had already gotten it. Okay. So yes, send David an email at that email address, Maggie. Oh, and I just got a super chat. Thank you
Hooray for super chats.
Yes, thank you so much, Lulu, for the super chat. So y'all know what time it is. It's biscuit time. Let me pull up my video.
Biscuit.
Hi everyone, this is the Biscuit. Thank you for sending Connie a super chat.
And thank you again, Lulu, for the super chat. I really appreciate it. And David, the biscuit is my husband's nickname.
I remember that now. I had forgotten. But
yeah,
yeah.
You'll either hear me refer to him as Frank or the biscuit.
Cool. Yeah. And thank you everybody who's posting my email address. That's good. Post my link, my Ravelry links, all of that stuff. I'm not gonna stop you. But what was I gonna say? I have a really cute little video that was made by Coco. You know Coco, right?
Yeah, she does really beautiful work on her super chat videos.
Yeah, and I like it because for one thing, it makes me look thin, and for another, it makes me look like I can dance, and for a third thing, it has a puppy in it. So I use it whenever I get a super chat, but sadly, I don't get to use it all that often.
It's okay, David. It'll be okay. So we have one last drawing to do. And this is
Katrina's here.
Oh, hi Katrina. How are you doing today? And what are you currently working on? And so Tank is donating some stitch markers, and this is going to be US only. She can only mail to those in the United States.
Postage is a fright nowadays.
It is, especially international shipping.
Oh, don't get me started. Even to Canada. Canada is worse than Europe, really.
It's crazy, and even in the U.S., it's really not that cheap. I mean, it's a lot cheaper than other countries, but
Not always.
but and in general, everything is so expensive nowadays. All right. So the keyword for Tank's giveaway for stitch markers that's US only is stitch. And type the word stitch now. STITCH. All lowercase.
Must be spelled correctly.
Yeah, because if you misspell, it's not going to pick it up on the comment picker. Has to be spelled properly.
You know, it's funny. That's like a specific region of the brain where the spelling function works. And I know people who they will have only seen or heard of a term in writing, but they will translate it in their own brains to like a verbal thing, like a spoken thing, and then they will write it again and it will be misspelled because they will spell it the way, because nothing in English makes sense. I mean, you have to accept that from the outset. Nothing in English makes sense, but people, there's this thing, like I have trouble with names and sometimes with specific nouns. And that also is a specific part of the brain where like the synapses are weaker than in other regions. So I will recognize a face and I'll go, "Hi, you."
I'm bad with names. Which after I pick the winner, I'm going to tell a quick story about that. Um, okay, so let's do 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and stop. Okay.
Okay, Love Laugh Live says that English is not phonetic like Spanish. The thing is, it's phonetic in 11 different languages because that's where it comes from. It's an amalgamation of so many other different things that
and really, English is the hardest language to learn.
I know people who learned English as a foreign language or a second language, and there's a distinction between the two. And they agree that it's really, really hard. I mean, for those of us, well, you know the old joke, what do you call someone who speaks 2 languages, bilingual, 3 languages, trilingual, 4 or more, polyglot, 1 language only, American. But it is really hard because there are exceptions to every rule.
We have too many exceptions.
Exactly. But at the same time, if you look at a German dictionary and an English dictionary, the English dictionary is going to be like 4 times as thick because it has so many different words from different origins. And a German language dictionary, if it's German only, not like a translation dictionary, it's not going to be that thick because the origin is a lot more narrow than English.
And
I love language, by the way, in case you can't tell.
let's see, we have Laura Lee that joined us, and Debbie,
Oh,
and
hey,
also
Laura Lee.
Net Net. What is your first name, Net Net? And how are y'all doing? And what are y'all currently working on? Okay, so I'm gonna pick the winner for the stitch markers. Let's see who the lucky winner is gonna be. It picked up Nightbot. Oh, Tank's the winner.
Oh,
We're gonna have to
wasn't
do it
Take the one
again.
who donated them?
Yeah, we're gonna have to draw again.
Ah,
Let's
that's
see if it still picks
funny.
up the comments. Okay. Because I know sometimes after so long, it don't pick up the comments. It's just dropping the comments off. Okay. So Julie
Julie,
Chakimaza is the
hooray.
winner. Congratulations, Julie.
We're
Um,
all glad to see Julie back and a lot more active on YouTube now since she's feeling better.
yes, we're so happy you're back, Julie. Okay, Net's name is Annette. Okay, and Tank, do you want people to email you directly, or do you want to have them email, or do you want Julie to email me? Let me know how you want to do that when it comes to the prize, the stitch markers. Okay, so the story I was going to tell quickly, if I can remember what it was. Oh, I lost my train of mind. I was going to tell y'all something, and I was waiting till after I did the drawing, and now I forgot.
Your train of thought derailed.
It happens to me too much.
Happens to me all the time.
And we have Anvita here. How are you doing today, Anvita? And what are you currently working on? Yeah, we're
I don't
close
think I've met Anvita before. Hello there.
and we're close to wrapping up. But yeah, if someone remembers what I was gonna tell, well, I was gonna say if someone remembers, but what I was gonna say, but y'all may not really know. Oh well. My memory's bad.
Oh,
Um,
Cosmo Quaddy is going to crochet in the sun today. That sounds lovely.
Tank, did you want Julie to email you directly, or you want her to email me and then I pass on her information to you? Let me know how you want to do it. Oh, okay. She just did. Yeah, Julie, you'll need to email Tank, and her email is on her about page. Lisa saying fix the screen. I guess she means to take off the thing now.
You know, you can do a background. Offline, check into that because it's an option. I
normally do. The reason I didn't use a background today is because my beanie has green in it, and it'll filter it out.
No, I don't mean a fake background for your frame, but I mean for when you do the like these two frames together. I don't know whether you have the paid or the unpaid version of StreamYard. I find it worthwhile to do the paid version because then I can record things for later. And I don't think you can do that with the unpaid version.
Yeah, I have the free one.
Um, so I don't know whether it's available to you if you have the unpaid version, but just check it out. I think it would be under branding or something. Um, one of those tabs on the right. So check it out, because I usually have like skeins of yarn behind when I do these two frames together.
Yeah, that's why my Thursday lives, I do it on Restream because I don't
Hmm.
have enough StreamYard hours.
I I don't think I tried Restream because I was already committed to StreamYard.
I prefer StreamYard.
I like StreamYard. StreamYard is extremely useful. It's
And,
worth the investment for me.
and one thing that, like when I use Restream, the comments won't show up in the chat until you hit the live button. So if anyone chats before the live starts, I can't see it from Restream. I have to have my phone to see what people said before.
And when I go into a one of my scheduled live streams, um, I will sometimes find that people have already started commenting even before it goes live,
Mhm.
and I can see those comments.
Mhm. Let's see. Amy joined us. Hi, Amy. How are you doing today? And what are you working on? Yeah, we're just about to wrap up. So, but I am glad that you popped in. So, David, is there anything you would like to say before we wrap up?
Daddy needs pattern sales. Um, but also, I have my YouTube channel, which you all know. I have Instagram. I have Ravelry. I have um, a Premier affiliate link, which you could find on my About page. I have merch on Teespring, which I keep saying I'm going to expand and haven't done yet, but there's some there. Um, and Daddy needs pattern sales.
And I want to thank you, David, for coming live with me today.
It's been a pleasure.
And also, I want to thank everyone that showed up for today's live. I enjoyed chatting with all of y'all. Y'all are my Yorkie aliens. And I want to thank.
Also,
Oh,
one
you
more
have.
thing. You see behind me the plaque with the logo. The logo was created by Daniel of Pawply Guys, Pawply Yarns, and it was executed by Brenda the Newbie Crocheter. She and her husband do that kind of woodwork stuff as a sideline, and so I adore that plaque thing, and I show it whenever I can.
Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, and Vita, I am very close to 1,500 subscribers, and around the beginning of May, it'll probably be May 1st. I plan to do a collab giveaway. Um, so be on the lookout for that to come. Um, and it's probably going to be celebrating 1,500 subscribers. And even if I'm not quite there, I'm probably still going to call it my 1,500 subscriber giveaway. Um, or you could just say it's a just because giveaway.
Hmm.
but but I've been wanting to do a collab giveaway. I've never done one on my channel before. That's like my own. I've always participated in other people's. So
Oh, Julie is great. She just posted Brenda the Newbie Crocheter's link. Wow. But yes, also, whenever you do a giveaway, you can just count on me for a pattern.
Okie dokie. Well, this one, the way that it's gonna work is I'm gonna have, some channels participating. Um, it'll probably be at least 20 channels. And I have a list of people that I have in mind to invite. And if anyone else would like to join in, y'all can let me know that too. Send me an email. But I don't want it to get like too big. But anyway, the way that it'll work is all the channels participating will make a video, and they will pick a semifinalist from their channel. They have the choice on if they want to send a small prize to their semifinalist. And then I will draw the grand prize winner out of all the semifinalists, and everyone will send, like, I'll send a prize, and then all my participating channels will send a small prize to the winner. So that's how that one's going to work. So if you want to participate in it, David, I would love to have you. But I'll probably be sending an email out in about a week to do with it, to try to find out who wants to participate or who can, type thing. Who falls in the
We'll
vein.
talk offline about that. I would like to participate, but we'll talk about how.
And one thing, unfortunately, it's going to be U.S. only for the prizes because it's just too expensive.
To ship, yeah.
Yeah. It's like I feel bad about it, not excluding those that are international, but I really want it where it's physical prizes.
When you say U.S. only, do you mean continental U.S.?
Yeah.
Does that include Alaska and Hawaii?
Well, from what I understand, Alaska and Hawaii, as long as you send via the United States Post Office, I heard that it's no difference in cost.
I always believed that until I found out that it costs different prices to ship things via the Postal Service to different regions of the country. So, I mean, I don't say that my impression is right and yours is wrong, but I think that both of us need to just do some research and find out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to research that. I know normally I say continental U.S. whenever I do, I do giveaways that are U.S. only, but I do need to look into that because I know I had someone say that as long as it was the post office, that there wasn't a difference in cost for Hawaii and Alaska.
I always thought that in terms of like your standard letter with your standard postage stamp, and I remember when they were 8 cents. But in terms of package shipping, I think there might be a difference. So that requires some research. I think it would be a good project for someone in our community to actually do that kind of research and post it on a community tab.
Yeah, I do need to find that out for sure before I do mine. Um, but yeah, but that's the plans for a giveaway. So there's there's going to be lots of chances to probably win a prize with it. But anyway, I also want to thank those that will be watching on replay. And if you do watch the replay, please leave a comment to let me know.
Replays rock. I love it when people watch me on replay when I do a live stream. And also, by the way, people in the chat are mentioning Facebook, and I do have a Facebook page and a Facebook group. The page is about news, and the group is about community. So I would welcome anyone who wants to get involved with either of those, and I'm sure you do as well, Connie.
Yeah, I have a Facebook group, and Nightbot drops a link to it periodically. Okay, Lisa saying if you use the one price priority mailboxes from the post office, it's all the same for all 50 states. I've mailed to Hawaii. Okay. So yeah, that would be my advice is, you know, if the winner would be from Hawaii or Alaska, use priority mailboxes from the post office. But anyway, I hope everyone has a fabulous Yorny day. Be the light and bye.
Bye, everyone.